Hello, my name is Lisa, and I am the Executive Director of the Multnomah Athletic Foundation. We are so thrilled that you have decided to join the volunteer review team of the Max Scholar Athlete Program. You know, this program has a long tradition in the Portland area. It's been around for about 50 years. And the whole point of the program is to celebrate student athletes and to give them an opportunity to be able to not only enjoy their high school years, but to be well poised to be successful in post-secondary education. This program is a partnership between the MAC and the Multnomah Athletic Foundation. We work together to be able to find a program that's relevant for students, that celebrates them, but also allows them to be able to grow and to reach their full potential. So with this program, it has been around, as I said, for a number of years, and there's been lots of changes. And those changes are hopefully trying to make the program not only more resilient, but also more effective, not only for the club and the foundation, its students, and to bring in volunteers, to allow the volunteers to enjoy the process and to really see what's happening in our high schools in today's world. So with the school changes and the process changes, we have a process in place that takes 29 program high schools. They are all 5A and 6A schools based on the Oregon High School Athletic Association determination. Those 29 program schools have a variety of different ways that they nominate their candidates for the Max Scholar Athlete Program. So each school nominates 3 students. Those 3 students are then invited to be able to apply for the program, apply for the cohort, and the scholarship that comes with it. Right now, the students are doing just that. So on April 1st, the students got the information, 3 from each school, that they had been nominated. And now the power is in their hands to apply. They use an online application system through the foundation that allows them to fill out an application, provide a reference, and a transcript. We not only hope that that gives you some insight into these young people, but what it also does is allows us to be able to set in motion something they're going to do a lot of in the next couple years as they're applying for scholarships and grants as they approach post-secondary education. What we do with 3 nominees that come forward after we've celebrated and talked to the kids is those applications then need to be read and need to be scored, and we need to do some deliberation to talk about which one of those 3 students from each school will become that school's Max Scholar Athlete. That creates a cohort of kids that are going to come together over the next 2 years and focus not only on achieving their athletic potential, but also focusing on what are some of the educational possibilities of bringing them together, and the networking piece of it, of getting to know like-minded students, like-minded individuals that are dedicated not only to their academics, but to their athletics and to their community. All 3 of those are attributes or criteria that you will find with this program. At the moment, they're sophomores in high school, so we don't ask questions on financial need, and we don't ask questions on school choice yet. They're not quite there. Lots of things can happen in the next 2 years for them. So this particular scholarship focuses on who they are and the potential that they have in those 3 categories: academics, athletics, and community and volunteerism, as well as we also call it leadership. That's a category that serves a lot of purposes, and you will find that especially this year with the last 13 months with COVID, there aren't as many opportunities for kids to get involved. There hasn't been as many sports seasons either. So we're facing an interesting time of being able to really look at the potential of these young people, not necessarily just on what they've accomplished. So what happens when you choose these Max Scholar athletes? Well, a couple things will happen. They will become part of a cohort, and we will pull them all together for a really cool experience called a Media Day. And then once we get to know them a little bit and we have the ability to celebrate them, that will be done in July, in print, in social media, as well as a celebration event where we bring them and their families together. Now that sets in motion 2 things. As I mentioned, this is a partnership. So what happens is the Multnomah Athletic Club provides the Max Scholar athletes 2 years to have access to the club. So starting on July 1st, they have the ability to experience the club, to experience the different people and the processes, the places, the events, everything that the club has to offer for 2 years. And we hope that what they will do is find it a meaningful experience, but also get to know some people and to have some experiences that they might not have otherwise. What the foundation provides to the Max Scholar athlete is a $1,500 scholarship. Each and every one of them will have that scholarship waiting for them when they graduate from high school, that they can use at any 2-year or 4-year school of their choice. And they have up to 6 years to use it. Some of the students out there, quite frankly, might be fortunate enough to be able to not need it the first or second year, but to need it ongoing. Some of our Max Scholar athletes hold on it and use it for graduate school. There are some students that are going to take a gap year, maybe for a year or two, and then head into this post-secondary education. So the 6 years gives them a little bit of flexibility to be able to figure out exactly what the right thing for them is at that moment in time. So that's the program. What we will do as volunteers is we will pull you together and we will give you in a 1-hour training session an introduction to the online system so you know exactly how it works. We also will ask you to recuse yourself from any one of the 29 high schools where you might have family members or you're alumni or you have nieces or nephews or neighbors that might be in that school where you would have perhaps just a little bit more information and it could be perceived as a conflict of interest. So we would ask you to recuse yourself if there's any hint of you being affiliated tightly to one of those schools. We will also talk a bit more about the criteria, because when we look at academics, this is not just about the GPA. This is about the classes that the student is taking. Are they taking a breadth and depth of classes to really get a feel for who they are? How are they choosing their electives? And what other things are they learning and are they working on? In their athletics, it's not meant to be someone who is simply getting awards. They can be a 1-sport athlete, they can be a 3-sport athlete, they can do school sports, they can also do club sports. They can also do non-traditional sports. We just want to focus on their athletic participation. Are they coachable? Are they learning? Are they a good teammate? Is this something that they can speak to their victory and defeat and be able to learn and grow from both? Most of us at the foundation and the club believe that the things we learn through athletics are the life lessons that stay with us, and those life lessons make us better community members, better partners, better business owners, better volunteers. And it allows us to have a little bit of sense of the world beyond ourselves. When we look at the community, the volunteering, and the leadership, this can be school, it could be church, it could be synagogue, it could be an ethnic group, it could be a social group, it could also be an activist group. We just want to know that they're involved in something beyond themselves, that they understand the connectivity in community, and that community is important in balancing not only the physical sense of what we do, but also the emotional and mental health of being able to have people around you. So those are the questions and some of the criteria that you're going to ask. We'll go into a lot more detail, and when we come together for the training session, you'll have a chance to answer questions. Ask questions. I'll answer the questions. You'll ask them. But what we will do is provide a moment to be able to hopefully have you have a little history here, a little understanding, and that we can use that as a starting point and go from there. So if you have any questions before the training session, please, you can visit our website, find out a little bit more about the foundation under multnomahAthleticFoundation.com. You will also find us on social media, and that will give you a little bit of a flavor and a hint of who we are, and a little bit more about this particular program. So with that, thank you again in advance for the time and the energy and your compassion and your sense of humor and your flexibility as we go about reaching the 2021 Max Scholar Athlete cohort. So thank you, and I'll see you soon.